Fairdinkum Radio, Resistance Media.
Now, to demonstrate how the Agenda 21 is being rolled out today in Australia, and Agenda 21 is a blueprint for the global management program, and even though it is 20 plus years old, its skeleton, its framework has been embedded right throughout society in many different ways. And we see that as a result of the climate change doctrine that Tim Flannery has been propagating over the last decade, we have ended up with all of these desalination plants, of course, which we don't need. But this is a model of the public-private partnerships. New South Wales desalination plant deal to cost consumers $10 billion over 50 years. Sydney's privatised desalination plant, which is costing residents more than $500,000 a day to keep on standby, will not be needed for at least another 4 or 5 years. The sale of the plant last year to a private company for $2.3 billion means residents are locked into paying about $10 billion in fees for the next 50 years, whether the plant is operating or not. Listen to this. Not one drop of water has come out of Kurnell facility since it stopped operating more than a year ago. With dam levels at 93.4%, the plant has been placed into water security mode, a long-term shutdown which is likely to continue for some time. And here is a perfect example of the soft fascism we live in today, where the state sold what the people owned to a private corporation. we owned it, now we sold it to a private corporation, and it's going to cost us $10 billion over 50 years. And you wonder why I'm against the state. You see, it doesn't matter really what I look at. The state destroys what is good. Here, the development of the desalination plant, how did that happen? By the state. $10 billion over 50 years, ladies and gentlemen, of your taxes to a private corporations. Welcome to Agenda 21. Welcome to the New World Order. This is what it is. You won't own anything soon. There'll be nothing you own anymore, and you will pay rent for everything. That is the global management program, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens, right? It is a combination of communism and capitalism all rolled into one. Soft fascism now turning the volume up, going to become hard fascism. One day, if you don't obey, you die. You won't buy and sell in the meantime. You'll starve or you'll die. That's it. That is the system that is developing. And here, the example of this desalination program, it's happening in every state, but just in New South Wales, $10 billion over 50 years. Now, another way that fascism is running rampant throughout this country is the coal seam gas industry. Now, listen to this. The government's changed, right? And here is the new Energy Minister, McFarlane. McFarlane says coal seam gas has transformed Queensland farm fortunes. Here is a doublespeak of the Orwellian nightmare. The new federal minister claims coal seam gas industry has transformed the fortunes of farmers in his home state in Queensland. And Ian McFarlane wants farmers in other states to follow that lead. Mr McFarlane says 4,000 farmers in Queensland have signed access deals with coal seam gas and exploration companies and are making millions of dollars, he says. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You know how much money that little farmer's getting for every well? Couple of $1,000. Millions of dollars, McFarlane, is what you are wanting to make for your private corporations that you are in bed with. That's the reality. that you have friends in big business who are strong-arming you because, and this is not unique to you, this is what the state does. The state is writing legislation for private corporations to take the wealth of the people. That is what is taking place. As soon as there's a new government come in, the farmers are thinking, boy, I hope the Liberal National Party help us here. I hope Barnaby Joyce is in there. Boy, is he going to save us? New minister come up and says, get out of the way, farmers. We are coming. Now, it has been propagated that New South Wales has a gas shortage, right? There is no gas shortage. We have enough gas in this country to last literally what they've found so far, 200 to 300 years. But the issue is this, is that the gas they are extracting, they are offshoring. The gas they are taking out of the ground is not for us. You see, the gas that is taken out of the ground that should belong to the people, which the Commonwealth says we are holding in trust for you so that you can get it back after we give the corporations the ability to get it out for you, is not for you. You see, this is reality, friends. This is a difference between Fairdinkum radio and corporate media, because what we are saying is the reality. So the reality is you're told that you own the resources, that the Crown owns the resources. Well, if you go back and do a little bit of investigation, you will find the Crown is not the Queen of England, is not Queen Elizabeth, but indeed the kingship and royalty of England signed over the wealth of the state to Rome and the papacy. And that the Crown and the wealth of the Crown is really held by the Jesuits through their accountants, the Rothschilds. And so the private bankers, the Jesuits, and Rome own the Crown. And Queen Elizabeth and the English monarchy, which are really from Transylvania and Europe and don't belong at all in England, but have subjected England under their rule, they do not own the wealth that they say they are holding on your behalf. What's changed, Minister? Footage reveals McFarlane's coal seam gas backflip. The Lock the Gate Alliance has today released for the first time footage of a speech by Federal Industry Minister Ian Macfarlane, which reveals the massive backflip he has done on coal seam gas mining since the federal election. In the speech to a group of farmers on the Darling Downs in April this year, the minister described his misgivings about coal seam gas on the Darling Downs and said the coalition policy was to support farmers who chose to say no to coal seam gas mining on their properties. Now, I did feature the lady on that program, Ruth, I've got a mind blank, it'll come to me, from SOD, Save Our Darling Downs. And she was at this rally on the day when Macfarlane gave his speech. In that speech, he said the proposed new laws in New South Wales would give a 2-kilometre exclusion buffer on coal seam gas mining near townships, which contrasts starkly with his comments this week that he wants every molecule of gas extracted, and he will personally drive the push to remove impediments to coal seam gas in New South Wales. Ian Macfarlane has done a double backflip with a reverse pike on coal seam gas since he became minister, in one of the most brazen acts of political deceit in recent memory, and it will only serve to start a huge confrontation in the bush. Ladies and gentlemen, this is fascism. Let's not muck around with any sort of theory here. This is the public-private partnerships. Macfarlane stands on the back of a truck in opposition and speaks to the people of the Darling Downs and says that he will work to protect their water tables. He will work to protect their private property rights. After the election, what does he do? He says, get out of the way. I will do everything I can to force New South Wales to amend laws to allow private corporations to come through your gate and rape and control your resources. And you want to support these people? You see, this is statism. Now let's go to Heather Brown.